balls. I don't want my balls sticking to my leg.
I can already tell this is going to be the best 5 minutes of my life.
Manspreading is when a man spreads his physical body to take up as much space as humanly possible.
Okay, now this is bull, and you know that because we don't try and take up as much space as possible, so shut up.
The people around you are relegated to a very small portion, but the key to manspreading is not noticing.
Sorry, what the hell is she talking about?
We grow up on two different tracks. People who manspread just are socialized not to worry about it.
I have so many vivid memories as a child of my mum telling me to close my leg.
Mate, I think that's for a different reason if you're, picking up what I'm putting down.
With gender, we're constantly working towards trying to get to this middle.
This week of manspreading is definitely going to make me feel anxious. As much as a super strong feminist, I want to say it won't.
You're anxious to spread your legs out the tiniest that you can?
I kind of secretly hope to annoy some men.
That's not called being a manspreader, that's called being a dick.
That's my first train trip as a manspreader. I just feel like a monster already. How can you do this every day without being conscious of it?
How do I feel anxious about spreading my legs out the tiniest bit to make as much room as possible, but at the same time make room for, the thing in the middle of our legs?
I just manspread on the bus for maybe a 5-minute ride for the first time, and it wasn't even half full, and I was already getting glared at, so I think this is going to be a kind of long week.
I think that's for, a different reason. I'm not being creepy, okay? Trust me.
It's day 2 of manspreading, and I forgot that I had to do this.
It's the end of the world. She didn't spread her legs out to be annoying as possible to men.
I think whenever a woman takes up space, she's considered bossy, she's considered aggressive. There are a lot of stereotypes surrounding black women and whether or not we're angry or we're dominant. And so maybe a lot of the reasons why I do minimalize my presence is because I don't want to be perceived or engage with those stereotypes.
I'm sorry, that's not called being a manspreader. That's called being a DICK. No one does that in public to take that much room as possible just to annoy everyone. That's not manspreading, you actual idiot, you moron.
I just got my nails done, and I manspread during my entire manicure.
I just want to say, this is not manspreading, this is woman spreading. I know it kind of sounds wrong, but, It's not what man does, it's what a woman does when she spreads her legs.
And nobody really seemed to notice. I'm not sure if it was because it was all women and we were just all kind of in our own world or what, but it was kind of awesome.
I've just noticed you're complaining about us spreading our legs to make room for, our thing. But you're basically complaining about us spreading our legs when you literally... you're complaining when you take up 2 full spaces. Yeah, we might take up 1.5 spaces, but maybe 1 and a bit, but you take up 2 full spaces with a purse. Shut up, you idiot.
I'm halfway through the week and really not enjoying this experiment at all.
Really? I thought you would have loved it.
I'm still giving my seat up to people who need it because, of course I am.
I'm sorry, repeat that please?
I'm still giving my seat up to people who need it because, of course I am.
So you're saying we do this on purpose so people can't have seats? Do you really think that? You're just a bit dumb, aren't you? Well, that was a big change in music, wasn't it?
What is it between their legs that's so important that it requires 2 to 3 seats?
First, privates, and second, we take up 1 of the tiniest bit ever.
When there are kids, families, women, and elderly people standing up.
I saw a guy who was taking up 2 seats. When I sat down, I spread my legs out, which kind of pushed his leg into his own seat, and he turned to me and gave me a dirty look and said, "Seriously?"
He's probably not giving you a dirty look because he's really mad at you. He's just giving you a dirty look because you're being a moron. You're being a total moron because he was just trying to get comfortable, and you're just being a total moron thinking you know what manspreading is when he's just trying to make some comfort for him. Just shut up.
Women are expected to be quiet, small, and almost invisible, whereas men can be this boisterous
What the fuck is that?
slobs, and it's all good.
Today, instead of feeling the confidence that I've kind of been feeling the rest of the week, I started to feel a little guilty. While I was sitting there taking up 2 seats, a guy came up to sit next to me, and instead of moving over like I normally would, I kind of just had to sit there with my legs out, and instead of saying something to me, he just sat on the edge of the seat the entire
You're just a bit of a bitch though, innit?
time.
So I've come across
Oh god, oh no, it's the bitch from last video. Oh god, Lord save us.
another person, quote unquote, manspreading. But wait, they identify as female. Women can take up space as well?
I would have never guessed that from the woman from last video. Oh my god!
Even though I'm a confident person, I tend to make myself small even when the situation doesn't call for it. And I kind of felt uncomfortable manspreading even though there was no one around me.
I've not enjoyed this week at all. The very
If you think that's what men do, then you are mental. Like, you are mentally retarded. You are mental. You're just a dick overall, aren't you?
first day where a group of people came on, they were going to a game and they were all desperate for a seat and I was taking up 3 seats.
Well, now we know that she's a dumb bitch because, you know, that's 2 seats.
And they started talking about personal space. All their eyes were just on me and they were mostly women. If it was a group of dudes, I would have been like, yeah.
I thought that manspreading would kind of give me this air of disregard because I thought that
Okay, so, you think that was going to be air for spreading your legs out a tiny bit, but the reason why women don't do this is because, you know, they normally have small underpants, so you can kind of see the privates a bit. That's why they don't usually do it. So that's why woman spreading is not that usual.
I worried too much about what people think, and I've realized that I worried just enough. You should be concerned with whether or not the people around you are comfortable, because that means you're a good community member.
I'm pretty sure most men will agree when they say we don't take up as much room as possible and we are aware that people might be uncomfortable around us, so we try and help that situation.
Favorite part of this exercise was easily when I got to sit next to men who were taking up way too much space and just forcefully work my way into the seat and without words say, hey, I deserve to sit here.
To be forced to manspread.
I'm sorry, did you just say after I've been forced to manspread, you're going to have a chat with the boss after this, aren't you?
Really showed me how up your own ass you have to be as a person to not be conscious of those around you.
To the man that's taking up too much space on a bus, on the plane, on the bench, we see you. You don't need that much room. To the young women out there, I say you should definitely be aware of your surroundings. If there's something that you want, if there's something you want to say, if there's a position that you want to hold, take up that space. You deserve that space.
Okay, now I agree with this woman. If you do feel uncomfortable, you should probably go and say something and take up the space that you deserve. That's one thing that I agree. Okay guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that thumbs up, like and subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you later and don't be a feminist.